Is the light okay? Can you see me? Can you hear me?
And I can see the wonderful award behind you.
Yes, I put it there.
We're very happy to give you this award for your work and for all you have done for hypnosis, especially with children and adults in psychiatry. So it's really great for us, and we are honored to give you this award.
Thank you very much. I'm in private practice, so I am completing psychiatry, so to speak, a kind of compliment. A few years ago, my husband said, Susanna, you will never have any of those awards.
Oh, why so?
Why? Yeah,
yes.
Because you are not formally marketing yourself and people don't know how much you actually are doing for the society, the European and the Swedish and the international societies of hypnosis, because you're helping other more than you are showing yourself. So I don't know if they really recognize how much you are doing.
So this is exactly the reason why we decided to give you this award. Because we know your value and all your effort all these years. You worked behind the scenes, but you are always very present and very helpful, not only in your clinical practice, in teaching, but also in helping other. Yes, this is. So you can tell your husband that he was right.
Yes.
But someone knew or knows you very well and selected you to give this award. Yeah.
I'm really happy about that motivation. That makes me touched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also you're teaching, because you teach all over the world. And as a clinical, as a single professional, because you don't show yourself, you don't market yourself, but you do. You improve the knowledge of it.
An example of that is when I started teaching for managers in a very male atmosphere. The organization were only men, and the senior psychologist was a man, and he introduced me to teach for managers in engineering and do stress management and self-hypnosis with them. And they told me, now Susanna, you must claim that you have sources. Everything you say refer to sources and to science. And I didn't do that. I referred to my experience, and it worked.
Yes.
So I'm also a person who do things my own way.
Yes.
And my patients are really my teachers, my clients. I see every single session, I see it as an adventure. I feel like I'm an explorer, traveler, each session.
Do you learn more when you teach or when you do clinical hypnosis? Both.
Oh, that's an interesting question. I like to teach because of duty, very much of duty. And of course it's nice and I like it. And I realize that I am needed as a teacher, because when I receive all the questions, I understand, oh, I have a lot of knowledge of which I'm unaware that I have, but I have it. But I learn still a lot when I have clients.
So it's a process of making explicit what is implicit in your knowledge?
Yes, that's the challenge in teaching, I think, to, in a structured way that people can understand, try to explain what I, in clinical work, do very much by intuition nowadays. Of course, it wasn't intuitive when I started, because if I had been intuitive in the start, I would have gone wild. Yes. And when you are new as a student or new clinician, you are so occupied with yourself and doing the right thing. So there's a lot of counter-transference that is quite selfish. And you can't be too spontaneous when you are driven by a need to be successful. And now I can relax and I don't need to be successful, and because I like to retire as well. And I'm better when I now relax. But of course, my intuition is created by a lot of mistakes done and previous experience, and also some kind of compass by theory.
Oh yes, I remember that you presented in Manchester something about your mistakes with the Camilo Noriedo. So
yeah.
At the start, yes, because few people does this.
Yeah, I saw that you did a research, a long time research on with the hospital with the irritable bowel syndrome. It seems to me. So, what did you bring from this research? Are you doing new research? What kind of type of research do you think we should go in the future?
I was contracted by the Sahlgrenska University Hospital to be responsible for the clinical part of the EBS study. And my contribution, I think, was to demand that we, in order to have as good results from research as we do in clinical reality, we must be allowed to adapt our techniques to the individual patients. And so we had the title that it was dynamic hypnosis. And dynamic, a little of my protesting personality wanted the word dynamic, because everything should be CBT those days. That was introduced, and everyone used cognitive as if it was everything. So I wanted to respect the dynamics. So I introduced that we present to the patients in this study that they will go through 13 sessions of dynamic hypnosis adapted to what they need. So, and it was accepted. And I published a paper to find which followed the principle of you must be able to repeat a good technique. So I tried to define what is pointing out a skilled hypnotherapist. What do you need? What assets do you need to do hypnosis in a good way with an IBS patient, so that that will be good results?
Is there some kind of patient or some kind of situation that you like more to work with, or that you feel more comfortable?
Of course, I feel most comfortable with patients who have a sense of humor, because people who have a sense of humor, they have some self-distance. And if you have some self-distance, you are very good at cooperating in therapy. I like very much people who are more difficult to work with, like people with dissociative identity disorder, which I have recently, that is my most recent challenge. But part of them, some personalities within them, can be very creative. And it's such a nice challenge to work with patients who are dissociating. So I would rather say, is there any patient that I do not like very much to work with? And now as a senior, I can afford to refuse to take them. And that is people who are really not psychology minded, who expect to get some kind of recipe without really engaging themselves, who don't want to make an effort themselves.
Yeah.
I think from ESH board's point of view, it's your award is long overdue, and I'm glad that you feel that we've recognised your work, because I think we have recognised your work for a long time, and we're very grateful that you accepted the award, and we're pleased to have it. And I'm sure it'll be the first of many. And just to say thank you very much for spending the time to come and do the Zoom with us. And we're very honoured to have listened to you. And I'm sure that when we hopefully get the video up on the website, everybody else will be honoured as well, and will, I think, realise that this award will, as I say, be the first of many.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank
Consuelo, Kathleen, and Gerard.
Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.